Hello, this is Crimson Dante Gamer, or that's what my channel used to be called. And today I am playing Master Duel. And recently, Konami has announced that there will be a new event coming out soon, tomorrow. And the deck I've built, it is just ridiculously powerful. And this is the deck profile. So I've dueled multiple times with this deck, and the combos that it does, it is just ridiculous. What this is basically a Utopia Tri Brigade Zodiac deck. Like, the amount of times I played against my opponent just absolutely dominates him. My opponent cannot play the game when I play this deck, because Utopia alone, right? Dragonar, Hope Hamburger, numbers protection, that already pressures my opponent hard. Alright? And on top of that, having Zeus and Tri Brigade monsters, that pushes it to a whole nother level. Not only that, but this actually works because cards like Omen and the Tri Brigade loves to be discarded to search other cards. There was a couple duels where I had Kit or Nervo, and I will activate Omen to search out my two Utopia monsters, and that gives me a +3 from one card. This deck has plenty of draw power. Since this is a limit 1 deck, Morphing Jar is great, because this deck can special summon cards from the hand. For example, Kara special summons itself, right? You got Morphing Jar, you set Morphing Jar during your turn. You get to draw 5 cards, not to mention a 6 card. And on top of that, we run Pot of Avarice to recycle the cards that we have in the graveyard back to the extra deck. For example, we can recycle Zeus. It is just ridiculous. Xyz Change Tactics, which using Utopia to rank up to draw cards, you can go +3 just from this card alone. And card destruction is basically here to restart my hand if I drew a crappy hand. This card comes in a clutch. I have not lost with this deck yet, and hopefully I don't lose with it during the event, but based on what I see, this deck alone is very, very powerful. Sure, they did ban let's see here. So they did ban Numerons, they banned True King of Oakland. These are all good hits. Imperial Order. But Tri Brigade is still here, right? Building cards like Access Code and Shurag just pushes for game. And potentially you can destroy up to 3 cards depending on the amount of monsters you have, depending when you summon Access Code during the duel. Like, it is just unright ridiculous what this deck can do. Like, I don't have a duel replay to show you what it does, but you can take my word for this. This deck is crazy strong. Crazy strong. We run quite a bit of hand traps, like since this is a limit 1 event. We have Max C, we have 1 Ash Blossom, we have 1 Effect Veiler, because why not? 1 Nibiru, and 1 Imperm. Not to mention an Omni Negate. For free. As long as you have a number card for free. And half this deck is number cards. Half of it. Not to mention this card reborns an Xyz monster back from the graveyard. It's ridiculously powerful. Konami needs to ban this shit. It shouldn't exist. Like, Tri Brigade should not be here. Tri Brigade shouldn't be in this event. It works with Utopia so well, and on top of that, sprinkled in Zodiacs, it's like an actual meta deck for this event. Time to show you what this deck can do. Some of the combos it can do. So I'm gonna show you in a solo duel real quick. So I'm gonna duel against Joey, just to show you what this deck can do. I'm not kidding, guys. This deck is very powerful. This is the hand I got. Gee, what can I do with this hand? We can play Foolish Burial. That's basically Fractal for this deck. Send the kid. Activate kid. Send the Nerval. Get Curious. Easy. So far so good. Get Formation Tenki. Search. A Tri Brigade. No, a Zodiac, my bad. Thoroughblade. So what we do here, we can either play Thoroughblade, but the best play here, you would want to play Thoroughblade. Activate Thoroughblade's effect. Send the Cutter Roost, draw a card. Forbidden draw play. Summon out this first. Okay, Chikin. Check a 9 or whatever it's called. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Then summon Dryden. Dryden is just amazing. Any card that my opponent plays, any face-up card that he plays, Dryden can activate and immediately destroy or get rid of it. And if he gets rid of my Tri Brigade, my Zodiac monsters, these are Winged Beast monsters. So next turn, I can go for Curious, set the Morphing Jar, or vice versa, it depends what happens from here. So I'm gonna end here. Unfortunately, I didn't draw any of my Utopia cards, but this deck alone without Utopia is just powerful enough to do whatever it needs to do. Utopia is just the extra stomping power that this deck can do. So apparently he sets 2 cards and ends his turn. From here, we can play Curious. Go for Access Code right away, in fact. Leave the Morphing Jar for later. Play Curious. Or you can play Shurag, but to be honest, I'm gonna go Access Code. 1 turn is all it takes. 1 fucking turn. Activate Access Code's effect. Destroy 1 trap card. Anyways, I'm gonna go for the attack. The amount of damage I could do in 1 turn. That's nearly game. Actually, if I Monster Reborn, that would have been game right here. But to give a benefit of the doubt to my opponent, because this is what literally I'm gonna do now. You want to really leave Morphing Jar when you have it for last, in case my opponent does something. And my turn. Already Zeus and Access Code. And we have another Zodiac monster. What can I say? Is there anything else I can say about this? In fact, I can just set my Morphing Jar right here. Will be perfect. Set my Regeki. Monster Reborn. In fact, I'm a Monster Reborn in my opponent's graveyard. Great card. I doubt my opponent will do anything. This is just a bot, just to show you the fucking deck. There we go. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. This deck here is powerful, especially when it goes to its Utopia combos in the very beginning, and then you go to your Zeus combo, or you Tri Brigade combos, and then either summon Shurag or Access Code, and that pushes for game already. Because the Utopia monsters alone, you know, the number 38 Titanic Hope Hamburger, Dragonar, Utopic Dragon, these cards alone will push your opponent to literally lose the game. And on top of that, adding in Zeus and Tri Brigade, Shurag, and Access Code, it pretty much says no to your opponent. If any other card should be in the ban list, Zeus 100%. Zeus and Tri Brigade doesn't need to be in this event because it's just too powerful. It's too strong. Too strong. Anyways, this has been because when I play this deck, I'm not gonna lie, it feels like actual meta. It feels like actual meta. If it feels like meta, then it's broken. That's all I gotta say. This has been Crimson Dante Gamer. Try this deck for yourself. Completely free. And see for yourself how broken this deck is. It's pretty damn powerful.